Live. We're there for you. ABC4 News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. I'm Courtney Johns in for Emily and Glenn tonight. Thanks for joining us on ABC4 News at 5. We begin this evening with Resources Centers for the Unsheltered bringing Christmas early this year. ABC4's Allie O'Ruling is live outside Rescue Mission of Salt Lake. And Allie, you mentioned this time of year in particular can be really difficult for people that this mission serves.
That's right, Courtney. Advocates say that not only is this time of year difficult just because of how cold it gets, but also the holidays can remind people without homes of what they have lost. So these resource centers are trying to bring back some holiday cheer.
It's just something extra that helps stretch their holiday budget and make sure that they can get a festive meal like everybody else.
Rescue Mission Salt Lake and Crossroads Urban Center holding events bringing Christmas to the homeless community.
Today is all about providing for the homeless, Christmas with a cause, and providing meals for people that need them.
Rescue Mission Salt Lake providing turkey, warm clothing, free haircuts, and more, providing an estimate of 1,600 warm meals today. And even Santa Claus making an appearance to visit the girls and boys without a chimney or tree for Christmas, during a time advocates say is especially difficult for families.
Our food pantries are so busy. I think because of high rents, high food prices, high gasoline prices, people are under a lot of pressure right now.
Crossroads Urban Center providing Christmas food baskets, handing out 650 turkeys in only 2.5 hours.
We've been very, very busy compared to last year.
This comes as shelters are reaching capacity. Mayor Mendenhall confirmed 5 homeless people died within the past week due to freezing temperatures, and in an emergency order, opening 25 additional beds in each resource center for 30 days. Advocates say our homeless community needs more help.
But this is not a left ideology, and this is not a right ideology. This is humanitarian. People are dying on the streets. People are cold, and we need to find solutions.
Now, these resource centers are always looking for volunteers. So if you're looking a way to give back for the holiday season, consider volunteering at one of these places. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, I'm Allie O'Ruling, ABC4 News.
All right, a lot of good being done there. Thank you, Allie. And we have new developments in the redistricting lawsuit against Utah's legislature. All 4 of Utah's congressmen have been subpoenaed. The state now ordering Representative Moore, Owens, Curtis, and Stewart all provide certain documents by December 27th. This is all going on as a trial is expected to start in May, with Utah's League of Women Voters and Mormon Women for an Ethical Government arguing that the state legislature illegally drew districts to give Republican candidates an advantage. And now to an update on the fraud case involving reality TV star Jen Shah. Prosecutors are now asking the Real Housewife of Salt Lake City to spend 10 years in prison for a telemarketing scheme where she scammed hundreds of elderly people. The U.S. attorney says Shah is, quote, the most culpable charged in this case, saying the reality star tried to further profit off her schemes by selling Justice for Jen merchandise. Shah pleaded guilty to wire fraud, which can land her anywhere between 11 months and 14 years in prison. Her sentence is set for January 6th. And in a weather alert, while strong winds and snow kick up in other parts of the country, Utah is moving beyond a wild week of weather.
It's Misty from accounting out here.
Oh, it just hurts looking at that there. Strong winds battering Brighton, and at Beaver Mountain, you can see those gusts blowing up powdery snow all around that poor snowboarder. And then in Alta, this pokey critter is soaking up the calmer weather. A skier capturing the porcupine in his element, a pine tree. Alta Ski Area says that porcupine goes by the name Snuggles or Cuddles. They're not sure which one he is, but it's best not to try either of those things with that cutie pie right there. But you know, Bob, they never said anything about hugs.
No. You can hug a porcupine just once, though, only once.
You learn, right?
Yep, you learn. And those winds you were talking about, we had winds over 100 miles an hour in the state, but things calming down quite a bit right now. In fact, looking outside, our own little flag, barely a little breeze there as we are looking at 30 degrees right now outside the studios. You can see those clouds, though, that are just ominous there behind that, not doing too much in the way of giving us the moisture we're wanting, but we had it, so we're going to take a little break from that. You can see our own satellite radar is just picking up little bits of things, mostly in the mountains, mostly in those very higher elevations, just a little bit of snow, and that's what's going on. But taking a look at Deer Valley, you can see things starting to darken down just a little bit. Temperatures going down as we're in the 20s for a lot. Kanab, that was in the 50s earlier today. Kanab now down to 47. But the low temperatures, the good news, especially after Allie's story about the missions and the shelters, well, the low temperatures are rising up. It's not going to be quite as bad on the streets. Let's see why that's happening. That Arctic blast that we had, where we had a low pressure system bring everything down south, starting to move its way more east now. So by Saturday, that it'll be going. And then Sunday, look at this. We're going to have a nice, warm Christmas. I'll tell you more about your weekend and everything else you need to know coming up my full forecast. Courtney?
All right, thank you, Bob. And in a health alert, Utah's health department says they have found toxic bacteria at a popular destination. Mats of cyanobacteria, which is one of the most dangerous substances you can find naturally in water, is popping up around pools and fifth water hot springs in Spanish Fork. The blooms are beautiful, but they can cause itching, rashes, and even stomach pain and vomiting if you ingest it. The Division of Water Quality says if you want to soak in these natural hot tubs, don't dunk your head in the water, dry off immediately after, and keep dogs away. Okay, winter is definitely here in all of its glory, and it's giving people in northern Utah more options for recreation, like ice fishing. This is the Mantua Reservoir. The small reservoir in Box Elder County is covered in a thick sheet of ice. This morning, dozens of small groups set up camp across the entire length of the reservoir. The Greenwell family was one of those groups. They say they want to break their record from last year, 30 fish in one day.
I'll brag a little bit. She usually wins, though.
It seems like it's always the youngest that does it.
She's real good at talking crap, too.
They're also very good at that. Okay, so we don't know if the Greenwells beat their record today, but they did start off a little slow this morning, so they may have to make another trip and try again. And in Provo, a holiday celebrity seems to agree it's the perfect time to reel in a fish. That's right, St. Nick out in the lower Provo River angling for a fishmas. The Division of Wildlife Resources is sharing this video in a tweet saying they'd be down shortly to check for Santa's fishing license. Hopefully that doesn't get him on the naughty list. Salt Lake City Fire is showing just how dangerous a dried up Christmas tree can be. Take a look at this. Firefighters say all they did for this demonstration was not water a Christmas tree. With one little spark, that tree lights up like the brightest holiday house in the neighborhood. The main message today: be careful with fire around your Christmas tree and don't forget to water it.
Especially going into January, that's when you tend to see more of these Christmas trees going up, just because they've been dried out. They've been up for a long time.
This demonstration today comes with a plea to take steps to avoid house fires, to save your family and our first responders the holiday headache. And in Summit County, first responders spent hours fighting a house fire. That house on Huff Creek Road in Colville. Park City and North Summit Fire responded, and we do know a family was home at the time, but fortunately, everyone made it out safely.
Behind the Badge, brought to you by Big O Tires.
And if you're caught up with the season of giving right now, you're not the only one. Dozens of Utah police and firefighters are as well. And in this week's Behind the Badge, some first responders in Weber County are working to make Christmas special for kids who could use a little extra holiday cheer. ABC4's Brian Carlson shares the special day the kids won't forget anytime soon.
During the holidays, it can be hard for kids who don't have a lot or who've witnessed crimes where officers had to step in pretty traumatic ways. For first responders in Weber County, this is their way of helping some find a new perspective on Christmas.
Moments of joy, shopping for toys.
The big one?
This one? Hand in hand with kids in need is a holiday passion project.
You like this one?
For first responders in Weber County.
It's so heartwarming for me to be able to be here and be part of this. I think a lot of us get more out of it, I think, than the kids do.
Over the weekend, the Weber County Fraternal Order of Police, or FOP, organized a small army of police, fire, military, and church volunteers to make a memorable morning for local kids and teenagers who normally only see the negative side of the law. and don't have much for Christmas.
You're looking at kids who have had parents arrested in front of them. You're looking at kids who've been taken away by DCFS, and we're trying to rebuild the relationship.
About 85 children, each paired with a responder, got a warm breakfast, bags filled with food, and set out to go Christmas shopping in a special police and fire escort, with kids running the lights and sirens.
What's the biggest thing you're most looking forward to today?
Riding inside the ambulance.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As their procession pulls up to the local Walmart, what to their wondering eyes should appear but a helicopter dropping off St. Nick full of Christmas cheer. The FOP had gathered donations from different charities so each child could spend $150 on Christmas gifts.
You excited to go Christmas shopping?
Uh-huh. Of course, that meant picking out toys and some of the essentials, too.
What do you got?
I got some jeans. I got a whole bunch of different colored shirts that could just match with everything.
All rung up and paid for. Even wrapped to go under the tree. Without these gifts and the outpouring of generosity, some families didn't know what they would have done this Christmas.
It means a lot. It means a lot, especially because I've been struggling financially and stuff, so it means a lot. I'm excited for the kids to get some new toys and stuff.
For responders helping make it happen, in some ways, their reward is just as great.
Of all the FOP stuff I do, this is what I do it for.
The payoff in smiles and new friends Christmas brought together.
These responders tell me this one-on-one time with kids like this is something they don't normally get. So when you see the reaction they have from those kids, you can see why they do it year after year. Back to you.
You certainly can. Thank you, Brian. Still ahead, Mother Nature isn't holding back on hopeful holiday travelers. We're bringing you the latest on weather conditions stirring up trouble in the air and on the roads.
And there's not much trouble at Sundance. They're turning on the light. Everyone's having a good time there. But I'll tell you about those travel warnings and your weekend weather. We'll be doing it all coming up right after this.